The Republican Party is apparently allergic to irony, and it is something that they stay far, far, far away from, even when they're engaging in very ironic activities. What's happening right now is you have leadership within the Republican Party in both the House and the Senate calling for disciplinary action against Democratic Representative Maxine Waters. So what could Maxine Waters have done that pissed off both Republicans in the House, where she serves, and even in the Senate? Well, the answer is simple. She went and she showed solidarity with protesters in Minneapolis, and she encouraged them to keep doing what they're doing. And according to Republicans, who again are apparently immune to irony, not just allergic, they're actually immune to it, as a better description, that's inciting violence. Here is what Maxine Waters had to say. This is according to The Hill. Congresswoman said she was going to fight with all of the people who stand for justice and urged others to do the same, saying, quote, "We've got to get justice in this country. We cannot allow these killings to continue." Yes, she's correct. And that's not inciting violence. That's stating a fact. She continues. Waters said that activists have, quote, "got to stay on the street and we've got to get more active if Derek Chauvin is not found guilty. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure they know we mean business." All right, that may be the part, I guess, that's, maybe that's a little on the cusp. We've got to get more confrontational. But at the same time, if we want change, that's not going to happen from people sitting at their homes tweeting, "Oh, God, we need things done." No. People in the streets, people demanding action. That's how things get done. That's how things got done in the past. And apparently that's still how we have to get things done today. That's not inciting violence. And by the way, these comments actually occurred over the weekend and hasn't been any violence. So you can't accuse her of inciting a riot that didn't happen. That's weird. But it is, however, exactly what Republicans did. You have people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who wants to get Maxine Waters expelled from Congress. She was right there with all of the other people encouraging on the Stop the Steal rally that turned into an insurrection on the Capitol. She helped incite that mob violence. Ted Cruz, another person calling for Maxine Waters' removal. Same situation with Ted Cruz. Same thing with people like Josh Hawley. These people actually did help to incite a riot by continuing these idiotic talking points that somehow the election was stolen, which is completely untrue. But they did it. They got these idiots riled up and these idiots stormed the Capitol. That's inciting a riot. Maxine Waters did not. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who was not a part of the Stop the Steal movement, had this to say. "Maxine Waters is inciting violence in Minneapolis, just as she has incited it in the past. If Speaker Pelosi doesn't act against this dangerous rhetoric, I will bring action this week." Do it. Do it. Do it. I dare you. Because what's going to happen, and I'm not saying this as a Maxine Waters fanboy, okay? What I'm saying this as is someone who understands what Republicans did just a couple months ago. So if you want to go after a Democrat for allegedly inciting violence, then you better hold on to your seat there, dumbass. Because they'll come for your party in full force, and they actually have the numbers to do something. They don't quite have the 2/3, but they've got more than you've got. And that may be all that they need. This is kind of one of those F around and find out moments. And I suggest Republicans back off a bit, not only for the fact that there was no riot after Maxine Waters' words, but we can directly trace Republicans and their actions to an actual riot. So yeah, move forward accordingly, Republicans. But just remember, Democrats can hit back, and they could, if they so chose, hit back much harder than you can.